Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another Mortal Realms update video. As per usual, if you like these videos, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and drop a comment down below. It's greatly appreciated. It goes a long way to help the channel, and I do try to reply to everybody as fast as I possibly can. Now, we already know what's coming for the next 2 issues of Mortal Realms, of course, from the back of the last issue. So of course we are getting the 5 Hex Wraiths this week. Very good models, and can also be made into Black Knights if you wish them to be. So if you're going to be getting, for instance, the new Soulblight Gravelords when they come out, having some Black Knights on hand already could be very good to field a decent army straight away. So could be worth picking up a second copy just to do a bit of both, so you have both armies a bit more bulked out, which isn't always a bad thing. Issue 58, we get Retributor Armour and Caribou Crimson. 2 decent paints. We also get a gaming mat if I remember rightly as well. Retributor Armour, if you're like me, you might already be running very low on it, so this is going to be nice to have that kind of new paint injection for your good old Stormcast Eternals and any gold painting that you're doing. So pretty decent, very worth it as well. So not a great saving though on the magazine, it's not that valuable, but very handy to have them 2 paints. Issue 59, which hasn't been kind of revealed until tomorrow, is 2 Stormcast Eternal Evocators on Celestial Dracolines. Now, these are the other sprues from the Lord Arcanums on Celestial Dracoline that we only got a couple of issues back. We're getting the other 2 to bulk out that grouping. So normally with the box, if you bought them with it, you'd get 3 in a box, and this is the other 2 to go with them. Very good models. I really enjoyed painting that Celestial Dracoline. I thought it was fantastic. It's a really nice model. It goes together quite well and isn't too fiddly, which is always a nice thing, and it looks pretty cool as well. And the other 2 look pretty cool and pretty nice as well, especially the one that's leaping with both the front paws out, which looks pretty cool and is in kind of like a more of an attack stance, which is really good stuff and really nice. So definitely a nice little model for that one. Issue 60, we're going to get 5 Bladegeist Revenants. Now, normally with Bladegeist Revenants, you'd get 10 in a box. You can, apparently there's, well, from looking back at the full collection, it's hard to see any Bladegeist Revenants in that photo, in the Nighthaunt army. Either way though, we're getting 5, which is always pretty good. Whether we'll get the other 5 from the set, because normally there's 10 in a set, who knows. In all honesty, from the way it's looking and from the reference images from the very beginning of the magazine, we only have 3 out of a box of 6 good old Gryph-hounds that you'd normally buy. So if we're going to get the others, I do not know, because we haven't had the other Gryph-hounds, so I don't know if we'll get the other Bladegeists. Who knows. If we're not, it could be worth getting the other sets, but as I say, it's hard to see if there's any Bladegeists on that original image, so it's pretty good stuff to have these guys in there. Issue 61 is my all-time favourite thing. It's scenery, in all honesty. We're going to get 1 set of the Enduring Stormvault. From what we've seen so far, it is the smaller part to it, so it is the smaller dais, or kind of pyramid shaped stand, as you might want to call it. Whether we can get the others, I do not know. Maybe, hopefully, but pretty decent. It's got some pretty cool little features to it, like having the braziers, for instance. You can try and practice some painting some flames and stuff like that, which is pretty cool, and you can get some really nice looks if you do paint flames as well, so it's not a bad set really. You can make it look very interesting. Just depends on how you want to paint it, whether you want to go for sandstone, whether you want to go for a grey stone, whether you want to go for something that looks like basalt or anything like that. You can do a bit of that. Even if you wanted to do something a bit more wacky and go for a very glossy finish, you can do that type of thing with these as well. Makes it look really nice. You can make some nice little bits out of it, so it's not too bad. and it's always nice to have a bit where you can stand units on and kind of use it as a defensive spot. Issue 62 is a little bit of a surprise because it's more Citadel Skulls apparently, which there is nothing wrong with having Citadel Skulls. They are very, very handy to have. But if you were like me, you might have bought 2 of these the last time we got them. So you are going to be inundated with skulls. Now, one good point about being inundated with all these Citadel Skulls is if you are going to get Warhammer 40k Imperium when that comes out on its full release, you will have loads of basing options right out at the start, which is very, very handy. Or if you're going to be collecting any other models or anything like that, any other armies later on, you've got loads of basing options to get going with straight away. Very, very handy stuff. Could be worth picking up a couple of issues, so you've got absolutely shed loads, and you're never going to need to buy any ever again from the looks of it, because you'll have hundreds of skulls. So yeah, not bad, but a little bit of a surprise that we're getting more of them. Issue 63, we're getting more Stormcast Eternals, and from what it is, the description that I can find so far, it is 5 Judicators. Now, whether we're going to only ever get 5 Judicators, not 100% sure, but there is kind of not a lot where it actually says that it's more than 5. So it's a bit of a mystery if we're going to get 2 lots later on or something, but you know, not bad. With the good old Judicators though, the normal retail box doubles up, and you can actually get a few other build options. So you can have the Sky Bolt bows or the Bolt Storm crossbow, gladiuses, or you can have a heavy weapon shock bolt bow or thunderbolt crossbows. So you have a few little options with the retail box. Whether we're going to get all them options with this lot, not 100% sure, but it'll be nice if we do. If we do, then it could be worth picking up a couple of copies just so you can build more options and you have more options to build, which isn't a bad call really. It's worth doing just so you can bulk out a Stormcast Eternals army and field them differently however you want to as well. If you are going to do that, just make sure that you download or get hold of the War Scrolls for the other items, so because not all of the War Scrolls have every different build option on there. Same with the Hex Wraiths, for instance, this week. If you want to run Black Knights, you are going to need to get the War Scroll for the Black Knights. So, worth remembering. Issue 64, we're going to get some more Night Haunts though, which is always really, really nice. And we're going to get Grimghast Reapers. So, we've already had 5 of the Grimghast Reapers, and we're getting some more. Very good. Not too bad, not too shabby. Bulked out your Night Haunt army as well. Always very nice to see more Night Haunt as well. So, good stuff. Good stuff. If you've already painted up your Grimghast Reapers before, I personally haven't. I'm not going to lie to you. That I started and didn't get very far. This will give you a good option to kind of... it's worth remembering how you painted up the original ones, but this is going to bulk out your army, which is always really, really good for Night Haunts. Going into issue 65, we're going to get some more paint. We're going to get a pot of Corax White, very, very handy for your Night Haunt, and Nilic Oxide, very, very handy for your Night Haunt as well if you're using that. I personally haven't been. I've already got a couple of pots of Nilic Oxide, so this will just add to it. Corax White's very, very handy though. If you're unlucky though and it's gone ridiculously gloopy like I've had pots of it go, then make sure you try and get something to stir it in, add some medium to it, yeah, and try and revive it that way. The only downside with good old some of these paints from Games Workshop, like Corax White for instance, it can go very, very thick and gloopy, and trying to rescue it can be a pain in the ass. I had a pot not long ago and you couldn't rescue it at all. It just literally gone into a solid clump, and no matter how much mixing you were doing, it was impossible to remix it, which was a bit of a pain in the ass really. But it's not too bad. Not a bad issue. Not a lot of saving going on there, so I don't know if they're going to put anything else in there, like a brush maybe. It'd be nice if they did. I doubt it though, because they would have mentioned it. Or maybe even a game mat. Who knows? But so far, not a lot of saving with this issue. Issue 66 is a repeat of a previous issue. We are going to get another Dominion of Sigmar statue, which we already know from the original reference image of what the entire collection is going to come with, that there's 2 of the Dominion of Sigmar statues, and we've only had 1 so far. So it's nice to have it out of the way now. I personally haven't painted mine up because I want to spray paint it when the weather gets slightly better and can actually stay at a consistent temperature. But yeah, we're going to get more scenery. So we're going to have a lot of scenery, in all honesty, with this one. But you know, it's not too bad. So it adds to it and adds to your game mats and everything like that. So you can do a lot more with it. And that one should be around about the back end of May. So we know roughly 2 months worth of issues now. If they'll chuck anything else out there, who knows? Bit of a mystery. Be nice if they do, but we will wait and see. Now, that's all we know so far, so we already know a good chunk of what's coming out, and yeah, we'll go on to the next one. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I said at the beginning, if you've liked the video, hit the like button, drop a comment down below. It goes a long, long way to helping the channel out as well, which is fantastic. Cheers for that, guys. Right, thank you very, very much for watching. I'm going to bugger off now, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye now.